Welcome back to BeYoungMinistry.blogspot.com to another blog and another podcast. We are in Luke chapter 21, verses 1 through 4, which reads, As Jesus looked up, he saw the rich putting their gifts into the temple treasury. He also saw a poor widow put in 2 very small copper coins. Truly, I tell you, he said, this poor widow has put in more than all the others. All these people gave their gifts out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on. That's Luke chapter 21, verses 1 through 4. It is still Wednesday of the final week of the earthly life of the Lord Jesus. On Monday, he entered Jerusalem on a donkey. On Tuesday, he cleansed the temple. All day Wednesday, he has been teaching in the temple and has been confronted by the religious leaders of Judaism who tried to trap him in his words so that they might have some cause to have him put to death. He silenced them every time. At this point in the narrative, the Lord Jesus has 48 hours to live, and he knows it. He is now in the temple, particularly where tithes and offerings were placed in the treasury. The temple had a huge outer court where anybody could go, whether you were Jewish or not, the court of the Gentiles. Then there was a wall with a sign that said, if you're a Gentile, you can't go any further. And if you do, when you die, it will be your fault. So the only people that could get into the next court were Jewish men and women, and that was the court of the women. This is where the Lord Jesus is found in today's text. The sacrifice had just ended when the Lord Jesus noticed this poor woman giving what was the equivalent of 1/64th of a denarius. A denarius coin was worth a day's wage for a working man. According to the Jewish writings, her 2 copper coins were the smallest amount allowable that one could put in the offering plate. She wasn't allowed to put any less in. In verses 3 and 4, we read, Truly I tell you, he said, this poor widow has put in more than all the others. All these people gave their gifts out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on. This woman gave out of all that she had to live on in a single day. Proportionately, she's giving more than the rich people who are financially rich but spiritually bankrupt. When God measures gifts, he doesn't measure it or them according to the portion, but according to the proportion. She put in all that she had, whereas this woman was financially poor but spiritually rich. These religious leaders were financially rich but spiritually bankrupt. Of all the parables the Lord Jesus told, at least half of them deal with money. It's estimated in the New Testament that every 1 out of 7 verses speak about the issue of the relationship of the believer to, you guessed it, finances. There are 500 verses that speak about prayer, less than 500 that speak about faith, and around 2,000 that speak about money. I know, I was shocked too. This woman was part of a system that took her last 2 cents on the pretense that this was necessary to please God, to purchase her salvation. and to bring her blessing from God. She was manipulated by a religious system that was corrupt. This story is about a victim of a corrupt system who is literally made absolutely destitute trying to live up to that system and earn heaven. Of course, no one can earn their salvation. Man was not made for the law, but the law was made for man. That's where they went wrong. That's how they became corrupt. They got the donkey, or the tail before the donkey, so to speak. According to Matthew 23, a parallel passage to our text for today, the Lord Jesus uses the word woe repeatedly, which means cursed or damned or consigned to judgment. He used those words to describe how he felt about this scenario. Woe, cursed, damned, consigned to judgment. The Lord Jesus saw religion taking advantage of this poor lady. Religion demands money to make those who are in charge comfortable and prosperous and wealthy. Our value is never to be measured by our wealth. In fact, God is given to us in order for us to be a blessing to others. And our love for God is best seen in how we treat others and the motivation that we have behind our giving. The best giving comes out of the seedbed of gratitude. And God has so designed us that when we give, it benefits us. We don't give to get benefit, but that's just the way it works. The benefits of practicing gratitude are nearly endless. People who regularly practice gratitude by taking time to notice and reflect upon things that they're thankful for, they experience more positive emotions. They feel more alive. They sleep better. They express more compassion and kindness. They even have a stronger immune system. You see, this lady was motivated out of duty. Or could it be that she was motivated out of gratitude? Most in that system were motivated by duty. They were trying to earn God's favor. God knew this woman's heart. We don't know. But the best giving does come out of the seedbed of gratitude. Thomas Merton once wrote, "To be grateful is to recognize the love of God in everything He has given us." And He has given us everything. Every breath we draw is a gift of His love. Every moment of existence is a grace, for it brings with it immense grace from Him. Gratitude, therefore, takes nothing for granted. It's never unresponsive. It's constantly awakening to new wonder and to praise of the goodness of God. Friends, we don't earn our salvation. The Lord Jesus did that on our behalf. But out of great gratitude for what He has done for us, that will impact us for eternity, out of great gratitude, we obey God. Not because we have to, but because we want to. His great grace has gripped us. My friends, I trust this podcast and this blog are useful to you in your walk with the Lord. If I can be of further assistance to you, don't hesitate to shoot me an email at beyoungministry@gmail.com. Hey, have a great day.